Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we are back in Elite Dangerous, and I'm moving my head around way too much for TrackIR at the moment. Um, yeah, back in Elite, and going to buy a new ship, because I've played a bit of this, and I've made a few credits. So it's time to upgrade out of the old Sidewinder. So I'm at All-In Enterprise, however you say that at the moment. You can see I've got 26,000 credits. So let's go down to the shipyard and see what we can see. So we've got an Eagle for 16,000 or a hauler for, let's call that 24,000. Now, logically, I'd be better off just going straight for the hauler. It can carry more cargo, it has a longer, it can jump further than the Sidewinder can. For my playstyle, which I was probably going to be focused more on trading, I think the hauler would make more sense. So I'm going to buy the Eagle instead. I mean, realistically, the way this works, from what I understand, I can trade the Eagle in on the hauler, and basically I get most of the money back, so it's not really a big deal. And I thought I'd like to see what it's like anyway. I mean, the only ship I've flown in Elite so far is the Sidewinder, so this is taking a really long time. Okay, there we go. And okay, so I am in an Eagle by the looks of it. Interesting. Look at all that synthetic meat. I think somebody must have blown up and dumped all their cargo. Interesting. I wonder, did this come with weapons or not? It might have one pulse laser installed. So there's no ship specs page or anything like that in this game yet. I'm sure there'll be one at some point. From a quick look on the wiki, this Eagle has 3 weapons hardpoints. Oh, I can actually see the hardpoints by going to outfitting. So yeah, so we've got 3 class 2 hardpoints for weapons, one of which has the pulse laser installed. I've got 10,000 credits, so I might be able to buy another one. I don't know. It has 4 cargo units, same as the Sidewinder. It looks pretty cool. It looks better than the flying cheese wedge of the Sidewinder. But the one thing about this is that it has a very short jump range, apparently. You can increase the jump range by removing any hard points, like anything in the hard points, and jumping with no cargo, because hard points, weapons and stuff installed in the hard points lowers your jump range, and the amount of cargo you're carrying also lowers your jump range. So that's something to take into consideration. Let's see, I can actually find out what my jump range is by looking at one of these bulletin messages things. So let's say this one. So I can only jump 5.7 light years. Now, even the Sidewinder could jump more than that. Okay, so if it seems like a bit of time has passed between what you saw just then and now, that's because it has. I'm actually recording this part of the video on a different day. There was a lot of server problems last night, and it all kind of just didn't work. So let's try again. So I think what I was talking about when I ended, or last time, was how far this thing could jump, which isn't very far. So what I'm going to try and do now is find a combat mission, preferably one that's not against the authority. So there's not one there. Maybe I won't even get a mission then. You probably haven't seen, I did buy a weapon. I bought a gimbaled C1 pulse laser, because it was basically the best thing that I could afford. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I showed you any of this other stuff. The utility mount. So it's a heatsink launcher. That's good if you're running silent, I guess. Running cool, whatever they call it. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Bulkheads, I'm not really sure what this is. I guess it's upgraded armor or something. Support tech, again, not sure. It's probably, all this stuff is probably just stuff that I can't afford, so I can't actually see what it is in that nice blue highlighting. And the paint job. The paint jobs you actually buy for real money. I think it's £2.50 or something on the Elite website. So I haven't bothered with that. Especially because, as far as I understand it, this game doesn't have a third-person view, so you can't actually see what your ship looks like unless you're in the outfitting thing or whatever. So yeah, it kind of seems pointless to me. I'm sure other people are happy with it though, and they're buying those, so whatever. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to launch and I'm going to try and find one of those unknown signal locations. I always like this part, it's so cool. Alright. Landing gear in a second.
Ship released.
There we go.
Engines engaged.
Alright. So we'll get out of this station and we'll try to find some bad guys to shoot at. It can take a while to find the bad guys, sometimes. Just negotiate this exit here. There we go. So I'll just get myself out of the mass lock and jump into Super Cruise. And we'll see what we can see. I'm not too concerned about the scan because I'm not carrying anything I shouldn't be. There we go, out of... Come on, we're not mass locked. There we go. It's taking a while to charge. And that would be why. Disruptive mass. There's no players around. If there was players around, I'd be worried that I was being scanned for piracy or something. But you can see in the radar, all the contacts are kind of filled in. So if they're just like an empty rectangle, like a yellow rectangle with nothing inside it, then that's a player. Whereas these are rectangles and they're all filled in on the inside, which means NPCs. That's the way I understand it. I might be wrong and maybe I'll get shot down one day by somebody I'm not expecting, but until that happens, we'll see what... We'll just see. So one thing I should say is that standard beta's been out for what, 4 or 5 days at this point? It's already been updated 3 times, and they've been fairly decent updates. So the guys at Frontier, they're doing a lot of work, which is good to see. Alright, so let's look around and try to find one of these unknown things. That's not one, but let's fly towards this and we'll probably find one on the way. Hopefully. Apparently they used to be all fixed in the same positions in premium beta, but now they're dynamic, so they kind of move around, and there's one right there. So the thing is, there's no guarantee of finding bad guys at these positions. Sometimes you'll find just, you know, friendly civilians or whatever, but yeah, I was travelling way too fast for that. That's the problem, sometimes they just, you're far too late when you see them, so you end up overshooting because you're going too fast. But yeah, so I might have to travel to a few of these to actually find some enemies to shoot at, because I don't want to get like a bounty or anything on me. I'd rather shoot at wanted people. This looks like it might be salvage actually. Looking at those white marks on the thing. A bunch of scrap metal. Apparently you can find like gold ingots and that sort of thing, just floating around as well. Or containers of gold I should say, they're probably not really ingots. Which would be pretty good. I think you sell that on the black market or something, but scrap, not really worth it to be honest. Especially in this ship, it's only got 4 cargo units. So let's jump out of here and I guess I'll just edit forwards until I find somebody to shoot at. Okay, what do we have here? Anything interesting? Computer components this time. Well, these are a bit more valuable, I guess. Let's pick these up, and I'll at least show you how this system works. So I want to deploy my cargo scoop. That's an important part of this. Now we've got a nice little display on our left next to the radar. Basically, it's kind of like the docking, so it just shows you what position you want to be in to pick the cargo up. I don't know if I'm in the right position. I've never done this before. I don't think that worked. No, let's go... No, that didn't work. Alright. Flip around. I might have to get a bit of distance away from that. There we go. Yeah, so that's saying I'm travelling way too fast, I guess. So maybe I need to go like really slowly or something. I'm still 100 meters away from it. Still going super slow. Aha! Well, there you go, that's how you pick up cargo in Elite. Not something I was really planning on demonstrating today, but there you go. So, let's go back to the editing and we'll see whenever I get to the next unknown signal source. Now, one thing I should mention about picking up cargo like this, I think I talked about it with the gold, is that if you see here, it actually marks it as being stolen. So I think that means you have to sell it on the black market, and if you're scanned going into like a Federation station or something, they might fine you or shoot you down or something. So be careful of that. Don't say I didn't warn you. And I have to hide away my scoop so that I can go back into Super Cruise.
Retracted. Drive charging.
Alright, so we've got one right here. And if you look at my fuel readout, just above those little square boxes, there should be a horizontal yellow line. That line is almost empty because I'm almost out of fuel from super cruising around everywhere. Hopefully, I'm really close to the station at the moment. There's actually a ship here. What do we got? 3 Vipers. This is going to be a security patrol, I think. So yeah, I'm really close to the station, so hopefully I won't have a problem getting back there. Yeah, security service. I think opening up on these guys would be suicide in this ship, and they are scanning me. I actually dumped all those stolen computer components in case something like this happened, so that's not a problem. Alright, back to the station, I guess. And then we keep searching.
Drive charging.
So it looked like I didn't need to be worried about that fuel usage. So it seems that what it's done is just taken one of the blocks of fuel that it would normally use for traveling between systems, and now it's using that for interplanetary travel. So that's okay. We keep searching then. This is taking longer than I thought it would. I'm actually going to travel to this nav beacon. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's just the point where you jump out of hyperspeed or whatever you call it. But let's see if there's anything interesting here. You can actually see what I was talking about before. See that on the radar, those hollowed rectangles, those are actually players. You can see the difference they are between how the NPCs appear on the radar. So that's something worth noticing. I think it's probably a fair bit more dangerous having players around you than having NPCs around you. Both in terms of like piracy and that sort of thing, and just people running into you. Or doing whatever it is that other players do. Let's disengage and we'll see what we see here. I got a nav beacon and a few different fighters or something by the looks of it. Transporter, Type 6, Cobra Mark III. None of these things are things that I want to shoot at. Let's take a look at the transporter. Oh, he's wanted. I wonder if the other guys are wanted. Well, this guy's the only one that's left, so, ooh, it's tempting. Oh, did he just jump out? No, maybe he might be out of range. Is the Cobra Mark III wanted as well? That's the question. Because if he's going to support his friend over here, then I don't really want a part of that. but he's 4 kilometers away. Well, we'll see what happens. This could go really badly, and if it does, I'll run away. But I don't know how strong these things are. I guess we'll find out. Shields are almost down. I've transferred all power to my weapons, so they should recharge a bit faster. Alright, shields are down. I didn't quite mean to boost past him that far. Where are you? There he is. I don't actually know if he's armed or not. Nearly down. There we go, he's dead. And he dropped cargo as well. What was he carrying? Some of this is worth taking. Tobacco is valuable. And I got a 300 credit reward for killing him too. Let's collect some of this tobacco. And then I'll have to head somewhere that I can actually sell it. Okay, so just as I was leaving here, I encountered this little battle happening here. Looks like a bunch of wanted people shooting down each other. Not quite sure if I want to get involved in that. But more bounty money, so I guess we'll go for it. That's a whole lot. Is he wanted as well? Can't tell. This guy is definitely wanted though. And the guy he's just shooting down is wanted as well. So it could be interesting. The Cobra Mark III is actually a bit more damaged in terms of his shields anyway. But the Eagle's probably easy to kill. So let's take out the Eagle. And I accidentally just put away my weapons. Combination of the gimbaled weapon and the ungimbaled makes it a bit weird sometimes. But at least it does mean one weapon will pretty much always be hitting the target. So he's on 28% hull, he's pretty badly damaged.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
Yep. Oof. 1,500 credit bounty. Very nice. Now I'm being scanned. Let's see if that Sidewinder wants to have a go at me. He might decide that he wants my cargo. And I don't know if I can take out a Cobra Mark III. I think I called him a Sidewinder earlier. He's a bit close there. I'm not sure if I could take him out. I might have a go at it. Why the hell not? His shields are damaged, which will help. I don't know what his weapons are, because I don't have a cargo scanner or anything like that. I think that's how you work out what they have, although you can target subsystems. So, how do I do that? So M cannons and railguns by the looks of it. So I'm damaging his hull, but I'm not doing a whole lot to it. There we go, that's more like it. Making it nice and easy for me. Need to let my weapons recharge, but he's only on 30% hull now. Hopefully I'll get him down before his shields come back up. Did he just jump away? Oh, that's a shame. Oh well, I guess that happens. And I think I will jump away as well. I have to find a station to go to. Hopefully I don't get shot down at all in for having stolen cargo. I'm assuming this counts as being stolen. Yep.
Drive charging.
Alright, so I'll find a station to go to, and I guess I'll see you when I'm parked up there.
1.
Alright, so I'm approaching All-In Station. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for having all this stolen cargo. I have read a tip somewhere that actually entering here by going into silent running means that you'll be less likely to be detected or to be scanned. So let's try that. If I remember my silent running button. There it is. So my shields are down and I'm generating a fair bit of heat. And I don't have a heatsink thing, so actually that may not be the best idea.
Silent running off.
Maybe I'll only do that when I get closer, and I'll just kind of glide in. So I'm in the no-fire zone. There's 2 federal fighters here. Alright, docking request sent.
Request granted.
Let's just see what happens. Random stop and scan by the security services. That's not random.
Warning.
Alright, silent running. Let's see what happens here. Maybe I'll get a fine or a bounty or something for like evading the security services, but...
Warning. Temperature critical. Silent running off.
Okay. Well, that seems to work. Let's get dock here. Have to be a bit more careful now because my shields are down. Somebody blows up.
Warning. Landing gear not
I thought I
deployed.
deployed that. There it is.
Docking
Alright, and landed.
Engines disengaged.
Well, what an eventful flight. Let's see if we can actually sell some of this stuff here. I do know that some of the anarchist stations and that sort of thing, they'll actually have like black markets that you can go to. Let's go contacts. Nothing there. Security office. I do have a 75 credit fine for somewhere. I got that a while ago, I think. Okay, let's redeem these bounty vouchers. That's what I got those vouchers for killing those pirates or whoever they were. So that's all good. Bit of extra money for me. Let's see, can I sell this stuff that I've got on the commodities market? What was it? Tobacco. Well, they're not interested in it here anyway, so I guess I can't sell it here. Because I think tobacco goes under the drugs category. So I'll have to find somewhere else to sell that. Well, anyway, so there you have it. That's a bit of combat in the Eagle. I guess it was probably it would have been more efficient to just go straight to that nav beacon rather than running around looking at unidentified signal sources, but whatever. It all kind of worked out in the end, I guess. So yeah, that was pretty good actually. We did a bit of cargo scooping, which I hadn't actually done that before. That was the very first time I'd done that, so it's pretty easy to do that, which is cool. And we got to see how the Eagle performs. It's a pretty cool combat ship. It's far more maneuverable than the Sidewinder. It's obviously got the extra weapons hard points, although I'm only using 2 of them, because it's got 3 weapons hard points in total. But yeah, pretty cool. I think I'll probably upgrade to the hauler pretty quickly. So I only need 6,000 credits for that, so I'll get that pretty quickly. So yeah, I'll upgrade to the hauler next and get back to the trading, I suppose, because this isn't really the best trading ship. But so I'll leave this here. So until next time, I've been Vornskyr, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.